So what I think I'm going to do here is make a little video demonstrating or showcasing the trees again, the fruit trees. This right here is the mulberry tree that was on the property when we arrived. I was happy to see that he had mulberry trees. The older man that sold us this place. Problem is, they look like hell when we first moved here. So I trimmed them back and mulched around them, fertilized strongly, and strongly enough the way they're supposed to be. And they are making a great comeback this year. Wonderful. I bought 3 more and they're doing great too. We're gonna see them along the way. Now here we go. Here's the apple. That's a beautiful apple tree because it has beautiful apples all over it. That's nice. Look up there. Can y'all see that? Let's see. This thing has a zoom on it, unlike the GoPro. And I don't know if I'm showing the apples. Let's see. There they are. There's the apple. Way up there. So they got apples on this tree all over. Well, that's got a bad spot in it. That's horrible. I hate that. But this year it really put out the apples. So there they are. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time getting the apples in the shot. There we go. Beautiful, huh? Cluster 4 right there, but one of them looks like it's got a bad spot. There's another one up there. Another 2 right there. Beautiful. Beautiful, huh? I mean, I love seeing apples like this because it's such a hard thing to do in the South. Well, they have been for us in our family. We had a hard time with them. This one's doing just fine. This another apple tree. This one ain't got as many on it this year, but it does have some. Obviously, it looks like a different kind of apple. The Annas and the Dorset apples are the ones you want to grow together around here. I believe that's the other name, Dorset. I know one's Anna. I think the other one's a Dorset. But it has a few on there. It's got about a dozen or so, maybe. Them squirrels gotta watch out for this. That's another satsuma tree, and this one's just got satsumas all over it again. Well, last year it didn't have a ton. This year it has a ton. I mean, they're just everywhere on this tree. Satsumas are everywhere. So it's gonna be a bumper crop of satsumas because I got many satsuma trees. Plum tree. Plum tree looks beautiful, doesn't it? Beautiful plum tree. I got maybe about 4, 5 plums on this thing. There's one. It gets hard to find them. That's another one. That's another one right there. So that's 3, 4. I thought I had counted 5. I don't know. There ain't none up there either. I don't see any. So 4, maybe 5. I might be missing one. Terrible. So this is some native persimmon right here. I'm gonna let that one grow. I had that one marked off right there, but it's getting whacked by the deer. So I'm gonna let this one go. Now this is Fuyu Persimmon. We got persimmons all over this thing right here. And they do this all the time. They're going to make a bazillion persimmons. And the squirrel's going to eat every one of them. But I'm going to try and do what I can to maybe salvage some of them this year and actually get to eat some myself. Because I love persimmon. There's the pear tree. I still got so many jars of pears set back from last year. I wish I would have done some pear jawing videos. But this pear's all up in there. I zoomed in too much, I believe. But they all up in there. They all over. Pass. Look at the moon. You know, when you zoom in a lot, it's just jumpy. Anyway, there's some pears on this tree. All over. But this is another pear tree. It didn't put out a one pear this year, and it's scantily leaved. I don't understand that. I cut back a lot of stuff last year. It looked good. It had a few pears on it. This year I think it's just putting all its energy in the growth. I fertilized strong. And I mulched. You can tell where I fertilized because the grass is growing, so incredibly vigorous. But anyway, here's another persimmon tree. Very pretty one. This is probably my favorite one. But I like them all. Look at that. Nice persimmon on some new growth there. That's pretty. They all over. The persimmons are all over this thing. Again, squirrels. Gonna eat them all. Squirrels, raccoons, and possums. Love it. I don't know what this is yet. This was here. The deer beat it down. The bucks rubbed it. That's some trifoliate, so that's rootstock. But the rest of this is something. And I gotta think it's either lemon or grapefruit because satsumas generally don't have these kind of spines like this. They generally don't. So we'll see. And oranges may, but they generally don't either. This the peach tree we planted. Looks like crap. I'm just going to cut it back one more year and give it a try. It was damaged hard by the deer right there. And I'm going to cut it back and see what happens. That's all I'm going to do to it. Otherwise, I'm going to just chop it down and maybe try a different kind of peach or some other kind of peach tree with a different variety. This another plum tree. I had written it off and not written it off, but you know, it was in bad shape. I cut it back a lot and look at it. It's really coming on strong this year. There's a lot of nice growth in there from where it was with all that stuff. So anyway, this is another mulberry tree. Again, I cut it back, fertilized it, mulched it, and it looks wonderful. They got mulberries up in there, but they look pathetic. But that's how they start out. When they doing that, they mature, they come on. So that's a nice little mulberry tree. This a little patch of bamboo that grows out here. I watched that guy in Harmony with Earth, and he did some bamboo videos the other day. And this is just a regular bamboo that everybody grows around here, so I have no idea what really it is. And I got interested in bamboo at one time to see, because you can eat the shoots, but I don't know if you can eat the shoots on this kind. I know there's some you don't, some you do. But this stuff will send out shoots. Like here's one right there in that ant pile. That one grew up. This one grew up, you know. They do that all around here, and if you let them go, they'll just take over the entire earth. So that's some of them growing right here. So, you know, if I let that grow, it'll grow more bamboo if I don't cut it. So and I don't mind so much. I like having bamboo. It's very useful. It's very useful, believe it or not. The tensile strength of that bamboo is very strong. It serves a lot of purposes. This here is one of the blueberries. I never noticed this, but it actually has one lone blueberry on it. That's a Tiff Blue. This a Brightwell. It looks like it's taking a beating, but they doing really all right. This was a Y'all Blue, but it died. This is a Titan Blueberry, and it's doing great. From where it started, believe it or not, that one's doing wonderful. And I got that from Burpee, and it's called a Titan Blueberry, and it's supposed to make a huge giant blueberry, so I can't wait to see. I'm so excited about this one making it. It was nothing but a twig when they sent it to me, a bare root. This is another mulberry tree. This is one I planted, and you can actually see maybe that little small teensy blueberry, mulberry on there. This one formed a few, but it's real bushy at the bottom, so I'm gonna let it continue to do that. And it's, you know, these mulberry trees grow like hair on a head. Look at these blueberries on here. This is from when that guy he planted these. They are loaded with blueberries. So lots of blueberries. I gotta come and get the blackberry bushes from there. This is another blueberry right next to it. Great. Look how many blueberries. It's just loaded to the gills. We'll see how they do. I remember picking these in June, so we got about another month or so, I believe. But they might come really early this year. They really did. But that one got to be infected that it's turning so early. If they get a bug in them or something. Anyway, right around the corner from here is the pear tree. They were diseased. Look like heck. I keep saying it. Look like heck. And they are really, look at the pears on this tree this year. The reason I'm stopping is I just heard something. I'm sorry, y'all. It sounded like a rattle. And I'm looking real strong before I move. Okay. I thought I heard a rattle. I didn't see anything. I don't know. Okay, back to business. So they got a lot of pears on this tree this year, and it was on life support, I believe, and look at that crawling on me. What is that? I don't know what that was. Thought it was a ticket for. So this pear tree is doing fantastic from where it was. Fantastic. There's still a little bit more dead wood in there, and I'm gonna cut some of it out, but it's doing great. It's coming back. This one was on severe life support, and I cut that big branch off of it. There it is laying on the ground over there. Cut a whole bunch of dead wood out of there, and look at it coming back to life. We gonna see. I need to cut that sweet gum out of there. That's a sweet gum. You ever want to know what a sweet gum looks like? The leaf of a sweet gum? There you go. It's like that. And you want to see a big one. That's it right there. I want that tree out of here, but I don't know how to cut that down because it's got a funky trunk and it hooks back that way and goes up. So I want all that out of here. This a pecan tree. This one was a little runt when I first got here. The guy planted all the pecan trees. I don't know, he must have planted this the year he left. And that's 2 years of growth because it was about as tall as my head. I'm 6'1", and it's about, I don't know, that's about 9 foot now. So, doing good. I fertilized all the pecan trees this year with zinc and triple 13. So we'll see what happens. That's another pecan tree with a sweet gum coming up in the middle of it. And yeah, that's a sweet gum. So the pecan tree looks healthy, very, very lush with leaves. We'll see. I don't know what the heck that stuff is right there. What is that? I don't know. But what is that ball? I don't know what that is. But anyway, that's a sweet gum right there. That's what sweet gum looks like. If you ever want to know what a sweet gum tree, it got really no value whatsoever. They make them spiny little balls that are aggravating to walk on. Anyway, this tree looks good. This one took a while to get the foliage on. I don't understand. It's starting to come on pretty nicely. It's the biggest one on the property. And it looks great. And you know, put a lot of foliage, a lot of fertilizer down on them. I put a pretty good bit. Look, you want to know what Virginia creeper looks like? That's what Virginia creeper looks like too. See how that's got that 5 leaves? That's Virginia creeper. Trumpet creeper looks a little different. A lot different. But we'll see what happens. You know, I fertilized. I went after these trees this year. This pecan tree too. Let's see what happens. I want to get rid of those Tupelo trees and that big sweet gum tree. See, old Redding Farm had a piece of wood I thought might have been a sweet gum because the bark looked a little familiar if you look at that bark, but I think his was a lot more furrowed than this. The furrowing in the bark look a lot more furrowed, but I couldn't really tell. So that's why I thought it might have been a piece of sweet gum. And these grow really big and around. That's a smaller one coming out of the bottom right there. Just a junk tree. Really has no value, wildlife or lumber. I mean, I'm sure you can make panel wood or something like that. This the last pecan tree. Y'all remember last year when I was cutting down that tree? If y'all watched the videos with that tree fell and clipped this one. That's where I had to cut some branches out. This was a very full tree. I want to cut this low-hanging branch out, but when I had to cut them out, I didn't want to shock it too bad, so I'm gonna cut this one off next year. You can see it's starting to put on a little growth right there. So, oh, and we got a lot of native persimmons growing around here. And I forgot to show the other persimmon over there, but that's alright. This is a native persimmon. But see, I'm going to let it go. This one I'm going to let grow. And there's another pecan tree, and I got another one over there. That's a pecan tree. I'm going to have to just put the garden around this one, because I'm going to make this all garden. If y'all remember from the other videos, this one I'm still doing, and the deer have just totally annihilated all of the, there's deer tracks right there. Deer tracks all up in here from eating my red beans that I had growing here. Look, there's some remnants right here. There's some the deer tracks right there all over. Look at them deers all up in here. Look, they ate all my beans. I knew that was gonna happen though. I mean, I was putting it out here. My wife wanted a little deer food plot, but they ate them all almost. Look, they even clipped these ones right here. So, a good little snack farm. Just keep them from reaching over and eating my pole beans I'm growing. This is the test garden. They even still got some kale growing. I don't know, they ain't looking too great. But we got some beans on here. There's some pole beans. There's some little ones forming. They just look a little shabby and run down, and they ain't growing too fast. They got some yellow in the leaves. See how that leaf is a little yellow, greenish yellow? I don't know. I put fertilizer. Maybe I put too much. I don't know. The potatoes, I'm going to be harvesting them soon. They got a lot of good potatoes on there. I believe, I'm hoping. We'll see. We're all going to be surprised. I reached down there with my finger and I felt a potato. So, we'll see. That's what's left of what it got plenty of green onions. And this is what's left of the garlic. They still got some beautiful garlic down there. And some of the biggest onions, that one need to be picked. That one need to be picked. See how it fell over? That means you need to pull them out of the ground. They ain't going to grow no more. These potatoes doing good. Got some little flowers on them. And so got some English peas. She's happy about something. Sound like she laid an egg. The English peas are doing all right. You know, they on there. They slowed down. My wife found out what it was that was eating my plants. A goddamn squirrel was in here, and it got caught in here, and it couldn't find its way out. And she saw it. And she saw it even eating some of the beans. And I said, you know, that ain't beyond a squirrel to jump in that fence. I'm glad she finally saw it. I think there's other things going on too. I mean, I think there are definitely moles in here, for sure. But definitely squirrels. So, I don't know. See if I can just overcome the squirrel competition. The deer's over here eating everything. They ate my blackberry bushes right here. Again. I'm just going to have to encase those, dig them up and put them in another area or something. Look at that going to flower, so I'll have some onion seeds soon. And look at this corn. The other day I got in here. So today's May 1st, y'all. And look, some of them done fell over. They are falling over. I got in here the other day and I kind of pushed some of that to bring them back. Because they were kind of falling with all that weather we had. But look how tall and beautiful this is. I mean, that's more than waist height. Some of this is almost to my chest, it looks like. This is getting nice, even here where it wasn't before. I put a lot of fertilizer down. You can see it's burning some of them leaves on the end, and that's what Travis says his dad Greg on Hoss Tools Road of Row show says that's when you know you got enough fertilizer, when you see the tips of your corn starting to burn. I guess that's what that is right there. So look how big and beautiful this corn is. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that's just crazy tall. That's crazy. It's almost a real corn patch here. So anyway, how does that look? That's beautiful. I can't wait to have corn. I think I'm gonna actually have corn. For the first time in my life, I'm gonna actually grow a real corn patch. I gotta shut this because them chickens will get in there and they won't ever be able to get out. Now let's go look at the last of a few things. Whoa. Getting in the dust. Okay, this the best looking mulberry tree on the property, and they got mulberries up in there. They all up in there, and I don't know if you can see them down that branch. Look, they know I feed them some. I come and feed them to them when they get ready and ripe. Look at that. So they all up and down. So that's one. See how they look on there? This tree's 2 years old too. That's how they look. And that's how they look in here. Look like a little blackberry, huh? And boy, talk about delicious. I'm gonna eat that one. Oh my God. Just delicious. Mulberry gotta be some of the best fruit you can grow on a homestead. I don't know why they don't have more notoriety. When I was in college and I was taking dendrology, we ran into a couple wild mulberry trees out in the forest when we were doing tree identifications and stuff. And I fell in love with the red mulberries of Louisiana and Mississippi. And I would find patches of them, and I would go back year after year after year and just eat mulberries till I was sick. And now you can buy these domesticated ones, these black ones, and they're so good. So get you a mulberry tree. They're very prolific. They put out a lot of fruit, and you just don't want to put them anywhere where you park your car or where they would fall on cement that you don't want to have stained. Don't put them by your driveway. We don't care because out here we have rocks for a driveway and dirt. So look at here. Look at this. That's y'all know what that is. That's the figs. And they are polluted on the trees this year. They got more figs than I have ever seen over here. And this is going to be going on year number 3. So this is the 3rd growth cycle I've witnessed. This one's incredible. I trimmed them back this year. I fertilized them this year. It's figs on steroids. That's not an elderberry tree, is it? I don't think that's elderberry. Somebody that knows better than me. I haven't seen a good elderberry tree in a long time. It's kind of rough on the edge. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to let it go and see. But the blackberries growing in there. So, yeah, everywhere you look, more figs, more figs. This tree a little bit behind because it was so ransacked, you know, from bad growth, but it's got figs on it. And look at here, this one too. I cut this one back. This one was cut back tremendously, but it's got figs. Look in there. It's got figs. So more fig trees, more fig trees, more fig trees. This one was terrible looking, but look, it's got figs on it. Look at that. This one was terribly looking diseased. This the last of the mulberry trees. The deer really did a number on that one. That's why I had to raise this screen up a little bit, but it's growing. It's growing. Another blueberry plant. The deer had given this one all it could stand, and this one too. But it's growing. They're growing. More figs back here. The smokehouse, which I used yesterday to smoke salmon. The last 2 blueberry trees. These 4 I just showed you just now, I bought them all at the same time. Look how much better this one looks than those other 2, and then look how much better this one looks than all of those. Beautiful, huh? I mean, it's tremendous growth. And I fertilized all this year, so that's why I think we're getting some good growth. But I need to close that off. Trying to keep the vermin out. This the new improved Maya lemon I have. It's putting out more flowers, but this is, you know, lemons on it already. So what I'll probably do, I don't know, I might let them grow. I don't know. It's still too small. It's such a small tree. I probably should cut them off and just let it put all the effort into growing. So I got one more lemon tree I can show y'all, but really I'm gonna call it quits right there. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. I don't know, I'm gonna have to try and see if I can edit this and even get it to the productions. Oh, that's a weeping willow. I just staked that back up too. I want it to start growing higher. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later. I'm going to relax.